Good afternoon. I'm Kate Middleton. By a landslide vote, the Indiana House advanced a bill that requires police to report any missing persons case to the National Crime Information Center no later than 2 hours after receiving the report. The NCIC maintains a missing persons database that is available to federal, state, and local law enforcement. Currently, police are only required to report high-risk missing persons cases. The bill will now proceed to the Senate for further consideration. Another piece of state legislation, titled the Puppy Mill Bill, takes aim at animal cruelty and commercial dog breeders by increasing standards for animal care, along with penalties for violating them. The bill makes abandoning or neglecting an animal a Class A misdemeanor and a Class D felony if the person was convicted of any previous animal crimes. The bill passed the House in February and is now working its way through the Senate. Supporters say this type of legislation is long overdue, while opponents say the bill is confusing and unfairly restricts hobby breeding. The Monroe County Board of Health is reviewing a plan to ban smoking in vehicles carrying children. The board has scheduled a public forum Thursday downtown to discuss the proposal. County commissioners will consider the plan on Friday, and if passed, a $100 fine is to be issued to any person caught smoking in a vehicle carrying a child 13 or younger. But with police not being able to stop a car just to enforce the ordinance, residents wonder just how efficient the ban would be. Find out how alcohol can affect your schoolwork. IU's Shayna Halper reports.
Binge drinking is nationally defined as a pattern of drinking that brings a person's blood alcohol concentration to 0.08 grams per cent or above. This typically happens when men consume 5 or more drinks and women consume 4 or more drinks. Schoolwork is affected by the amount of drinks a binge drinker consumes. Consumption is affected by a binger's tolerance. The more one drinks, the harder the mind and body have to work throughout one's sleep to rejuvenate.
You develop a tolerance, so that sort of promotes you drinking at larger and larger quantities and possibly even drinking more often. So you may have started out being able to, binge drink on a weekend and then recover by Monday and still do fine at schoolwork, but over a couple of years, that may be a more difficult cycle to control. If you're drinking more, it might take longer to recover.
According to the United States Health and Human Services Department, 90% of alcohol consumed by youth under the age of 21 in the United States is in the form of binge drinking.
Many students are very concerned about their inability to focus, and their thoughts tend to go first to, do I have ADD or something like that, but they don't think about binge drinking.
I have a class at 10:10 today. I don't know how I'm going to make it.
Drinking too much can disrupt sleep, and sleep deprivation causes harm to the brain.
Those are the parts of our brains that sort of keep us goal-oriented.
From Bloomington, I'm Shayna Halper reporting.
Tonight, breezy with a 90% chance of rain showers and isolated thunderstorms, lows around 50. Tomorrow, cooler, partly cloudy, a 30% chance of rain until midday, highs around 60. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, lows in the lower 40s. Thursday, partly cloudy with a 60% chance of rain, highs in the mid-50s, lows in the lower 40s. Friday, mostly cloudy with a 20% chance of rain, in the lower 60s later that evening. Kate Middleton, WTIU News.